Hi, welcome back. In this video, we will learn about the rem units in CSS. Okay, so rem stands for root em. Basically, the rem unit is dependent on the font size of the browser itself or the root element of the element itself. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So let me just go to the documentation once again. So if I go to here, so these are the relative lengths. So we have the em as well, which we will definitely cover, and we have the rem. So it is relative to the font size of the root element. In our case, what is the root element, right? What is the root element? The root element is the HTML element itself. Okay, so now let's have a look. So what I'll do, I'll just get rid of this box. Okay, and we have the paragraph. Let's do paragraph 1, and let's once again just copy paste that. Okay, and let's do paragraph 2. Okay, hit save, go to the styles.css, get rid of this, and we have this container if you are following, and we have this. Okay, now what I can do, I can just say like the font size of 2 rem. Okay, hit save, and it is not the paragraph, it will be paragraph 1, and then under this what I can do, paragraph 2. I just want to show you the differences between some of the different units. Okay, so font size of, let's say, 20 pixel. All right, so if I go to the browser here, as you can see, here it is. And now let's see what it is. So if I just select that, and for the font size, it is 32 pixels. And by default, 1 rem is equals to 16 pixel. So if I just do 1 rem, okay, hit save and go to the browser, and here, as you can see, the font size of the paragraph element basically is 16 pixel if I just set it to 1 rem. But once again, if I set it to the H1 as well, it will be also 16 pixels. Okay, so 1 rem by default is 16 pixels. Okay, let me just go here, and the heading, we do not have anything, so that is fine. So let's target the heading H1, and let's do something like font size of let's do 4 rem, something like that. Okay, now I want to show you how the things are changed. Okay, now if I just go here, so what we saw, 1 rem equals to 16 pixel. So if I just set it here 2 rem, which is 32 pixels, and here we can set it to the same thing. Here we can set to 32 pixels. Okay, so if we currently think about that, so what it is happening, like, hey, it is equals to 32 pixel and it is equals to 32 pixel, but it is relative to the root font size, it is not, which I will show it to you. So if I just go here, right now by default it is looking kind of similar, right? So we have this paragraph which has the 32 pixel font size, and we have this paragraph which has the same 32 pixel of font size. Now if I go to my settings, okay, a browser, and then go to appearance, I believe, or let's search for font. Okay, let me just search font size. Okay, so here it is the font size. If you are using Chrome as well, you can just search for font size and it should be there. So it is medium, which is recommended. Now let's do very large. And now if I just go here, right now what just happened, our paragraph and our heading were using the rem units, right? So that is why those font sizes have changed, and this is something which is expected by the user, right? So if I am a user, right, and I like a little bit bigger font size in my browser by default, then if I go to any sort of website, I expect like, hey, this website should scale up to the recommended settings of my browser. Okay, so which we can change inside of the browser settings. Okay, so in that way, as you can see, these font sizes are now changed, and if I just select that, okay, so it is right now currently 48 pixel, and here it is right now currently 96 pixels. So these things have changed, right? But this paragraph, which was using the pixels unit, which was 32 pixels, it did not change at all. So for the font sizes, I will highly recommend you to use the rem units as much as possible. So if the user changes the browser settings, then our web page should change the font sizes accordingly. Okay, we can use the rem units for the height and the width as well, so we can do that as well. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Also, one thing which I want to show it to you, here it is medium. Let's do medium. So right now everything is back to normal, but here what we can do, this is the body, but we can select HTML. Okay, and let's do font size of 20 pixel. Hit save and go to here. Right now, once again, so we have overwritten the font size, which we were doing by like here by changing up these settings, but we don't have to change the settings as well. So you have the total control over the default font size of your website, right? You have the total control. So here, if I just select that, so here it is currently now 40 pixels, because our one rem definition, we have changed that, and we have changed that to from 16 pixel to 20 pixel. Okay, so here it is. So we can change that as well, and many of the times you see something like that. So you see something like star. Okay, let me just go here. So star comma HTML comma body, something like that, so that we are resetting the everything, right? So we see something like that inside of the CSS code, and there we have the font size, and the font size is being changed here inside of this particular selector, so that in the upcoming code we can write the rem units, and the rem units will adapt this particular font size. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So this is the rem unit in CSS.